Today's date is January 15th, 2017. Today, we are at the Ohio Expo Center and State Fairgrounds. The first train we see is a southbound NS freight train led by NS 9357 and 8000. Although this is an NS freight train, this train is on CSX trackage. NS has trackage rights on CSX from Worthington, Ohio to downtown Columbus, so NS trains bound for Cincinnati or Chattanooga can get to the Dayton district. The reason why we're up here is because of the train expo that was happening here today. We were also up here for the NS Coke train that was waiting on the NS van. It was headed northbound and was probably waiting on this train to come through. Unfortunately, we weren't able to catch it as it was leaving. Moving on to the locomotives on this train, NS 9357 is a GE C40-9W. NS 8000 is a GE ES44AC built in 2008. After that train ran through, and we missed the other one, we decided to go home. Now the date is January 31st, 2017. We are now at Valley Crossing, where we see a southbound NS intermodal train led by NS 9496, 8119, and 9859. NS 9496 is a GE C40-9W. NS 8119 is a GE ES44AC built in 2012. NS 9859 is a GE C40-9W built in 2004. Just minutes before I caught this train, there was an NS Autorack train that came on by. I tried to chase that train, but I missed it. I have noticed this though. Whenever you see one train on this line, there's either 2 or 3 more close by, or that was the last one and you have to wait for a little bit before another one shows up. the intermodal train ran through, I noticed that NS 8092 was at the mouth of the yard. NS 8092 is a GE ES44AC built in 2012. After a few minutes of waiting, 8092 came across the valley. As soon as 8092 came across valley, I saw that it ducked into some sidings just to the right of the screen. I thought it was going to work an industry spur that was close by, but instead, it was actually collecting some intermodal cars from the nearby intermodal yard. Ennis was also having a track gang work on a segment of track that was nearby. While waiting for 8092 to move, I saw a CSX container with a texture problem come across the crossing. Apparently, someone forgot to finish the logo on this container. As soon as the track gang was allowed to work, 8092 was allowed to roll on by. As soon as 8092 left, the track gang got to doing what they do best. Well, work on track. Then I heard over the scanner that there was a CSX grain train leaving Parsons Yard. Leading this train is CSX 3263, 877, and 4003. CSX 3263 is a GE ET44AH. CSX 877 is a GE ES44ACH, built in 2008. CSX 4003 is a rebuilt EMD SD40-3, built in 1980 for the Louisville and Nashville Railroad as 8126. Speaking of old roads, this train has some old road names on some of the cars. We first see an Ann Arbor rail car as it rolls by. I know that Ann Arbor isn't an old road, but I thought it was really cool to see one. Then I saw a Great Lakes carbon car roll by. Again, not an old road, but I thought it was cool. Then a former Chicago and Northwestern grain car came on through. The logo on this car looks great, despite being worn down. Then a former Delaware and Hudson car rolled on through, again with a great logo, despite being worn. Then two more Chicago and Northwestern rail cars rolled through, one being more worn than the other. Then I saw this blue and white car come up. I didn't know if it was a former Boston and Maine car or a Rock Island car. You be the judge. Right behind that car is a former ATNSF car with the Santa Fe logo painted over. I nearly missed it. After the train left, I decided to go back to Valley Crossing. By the time I got back, the track gang was close to being finished with their work. Of course, when the track gang got finished, they used Valley Crossing's railroad crossing to get off the tracks, which caused a bit of a traffic jam. These people were lucky that there was no train using the single track line, or else they would have been in quite a pickle there. Soon the last truck came to the crossing to get off the rails. Sitting in the yard was what appeared to be two trains waiting to leave the yard. As soon as the trucks cleared the crossing, the first train pulled up. it was a yard local, led by NS 3558. NS 3558 is a EMD SD40-2, built in 1980 for the Burlington Northern Railroad as 8138. While 3588 was moving, the locomotives on the other train began to move as well, revealing what appeared to be a Canadian Pacific locomotive on the back of the consist. Soon 3558 began to back into the yard, probably frustrating many of the motorists that were waiting at the crossing. After uncoupling from the line of intermodal cars, 3558 began to come back to the crossing. While this was happening, a motorist tried to cross the crossing, but then changed his mind just before crossing.
Oh, that's an idiot.
After 3558 crossed back into the yard, I decided to end the day and go home. Well, I hope you have a good day, guys, and I hope you like the video. See you later.